Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop Amazon, and when you do, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon link on our website. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program. Now, on with the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah, I'm hearing all sorts of fun things. Yeah. It's another day on the Mike O'Mara Show. We are joined by two extraordinarily funny gentlemen. We like to call them Rob and Joe.
Yeah.
And let's welcome them now with a nice polite round of applause.
Good morning,
Oh,
fellas.
thank you.
You know what? Because I've been busy doing technical things this morning, I think we'll dive right into you guys and see how everything's going with the Rob and Joe world. How is everything, fellas?
Things are great. I'm still not engaged, so get that out of the way. And Joe's girlfriend is still 20 years younger than him. So
21.
21. She's getting younger.
That hasn't changed. The percentage has changed.
Yeah, the percentage has changed.
But the actual number's still
it's
the
still
same.
just as creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, actually, Rob Spiewak got a chance. You met her.
Yeah, she's delightful.
Well, yeah, it's how about the delta between her and I? That's pretty wild,
I
right?
thought it was nice to
Yeah.
meet your daughter. I did.
Nobody.
He would never have a daughter that hot.
My DNA would be in there, so.
Gentlemen, what is your show this time around? Because we've heard so many, and Rob's been kind enough to come in and plug it and talk about them.
I'm a part of one of the shows, but they have two. They rotate,
yeah,
right?
but this is going to be your 7th stage show? 6th stage show?
No, we've done a lot. You mean total number? We've done a lot more than that.
No, the group one, the Mystery Theater.
So I think we've done about 13 of those.
13?
Yeah.
Is it the 7th in the D.C. area?
We have 3 different ones that we've done, and we're writing 2 more. This one's called The Newly Dead Game.
Great for Valentine's Day.
It's great for Valentine's Day. That's why we're doing this 13th at AMP in Bethesda and the 14th in Annapolis at the Ramset on stage. But it's based on, we've created a fake, you're at a TV taping of a TV show called Clash of the Couples.
Okay.
And it's sort of like a newlywed game style of a TV show.
Style
I'm the
game
show host, Tad Buffington, which is actually a real guy's name. On 98 Rock one day, there was a guy that came in who's some UFO enthusiast, and that's his actual name, Tad
I was
Buffington.
scared he was a disc jockey.
So it's the perfect kind of name for this. And then, of course, throughout in the middle of this game show is interrupted with a murder, and then, of course, you have to try to figure out who did it. And Rob is going to be in the Tally Ho Theater, Leesburg.
Yeah,
right by
that's
his
on
house.
February 26th.
Yeah,
And
26th.
Carrie and I will actually be participating in the show.
This is I've completely missed it, and I apologize, fellas. You've done 13 of these? This is like a second job.
No, it is.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, we want it to be the job.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really blowing up. I mean, we're doing gigantic rooms at this point. I mean, we have great rooms. We have, like I said, we have the Ramset in Annapolis. We do Magoobies in Baltimore.
Yes.
We have the DC Improv, which
you
is the
killed
one
it
Rob
at the
was. I mean,
Improv.
we
That is
just,
such a fun room to do it, except for the fact that Justin Schlegel tripped and nearly killed himself.
On that little stage?
Yeah, there was almost a real death that night.
Man.
But other than that, it went very well. That was a great crowd that night and packed.
It was sold out. We're back there April 14th. We're in the middle of 7 straight shows at new venues for us.
Holy
Isn't it nice to be
S.
busy?
Wow.
Isn't it nice to be busy?
Busy is good.
Isn't that great?
We need to
great.
be busy. It's been awesome. And this year so far, this month we have four coming up this month. So
And then, now you have one that I've been in, and that's the one that is the comic roast. What's the name of that
The
one?
Last Laugh.
The Last Laugh. And then there's the Newly Dead Game.
How is Rob's performance in the
Rob's awesome.
in the show?
Rob,
Excellent.
Now, I would say that anyway, but he really is good.
Like you don't have to say, guys, look, Rob's coming. He's gonna put some butts in seats, but we gotta deal with his performance.
No,
You don't
Rob
tell your
puts
friends
no
that.
butts in seats, and he happens to be awesome.
Rob didn't put any butts in the seats.
No,
I'm
no, I'm
surprised
kidding.
at that.
Of course
I
he
mean,
did.
Maybe 2.
No, I
Rob
think
was
I
a
did it.
theater arts. Rob was a theater arts major.
No, broadcasting major, Mike.
Well, weren't you? What you in high school? Theater
In high
arts?
school,
Is
yeah.
that- You lettered in theater. You got a letter in theater arts.
Yes, I did. I got a nice Madison M for being a thespian, Mike.
The best time about you at the Improv is because Rob plays a heckler. So
Yes.
he has to have this booming voice. But Justin, who he's heckling, didn't know where you were seated.
Oh, okay.
So when you started heckling him, it was better because it just came out of nowhere, as opposed to him looking for you and sort of cheating it almost.
It was a sold out night, and they stuck me at a table for two with 3 other people.
Right.
And it was really crowded. I was wedged in there, but right on the stage. And it's fun because Justin says, "Don't even tell me what you're going to heckle me with. Just come at me."
What's the process for writing this again? I know that you guys tag team this, but
How about this one? I've got one. If I was in the audience, I'd go, Ted Cruz is a pussy. I'm sorry. It's very much top of mind today.
We are toying with the idea of a election debate parody.
It's the right
murder
market
mystery.
for that?
Oh, yeah, and a good time to write it. Yeah,
We
sure.
have a guy that does an amazing Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have a guy that does that as well.
Yes.
I'm not happy with my Trump Oscar. I really have to
No?
be honest with
Why?
you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with my Bernie Sanders. I love my Ted Cruz. I'll tell you what, there's nothing about my Donald Trump. Everybody can do this. Hello, Rob. Here you are. The only thing I get about Trump is that I was doing Trump before anybody was doing Trump.
And you found the
I was
angle
doing
of the
Trump
stupid talker, too.
the stupid talker, the 3rd grade level, communicating with his audience, and look at him now. But no,
I will stand by my Ted Cruz with anyone.
But anyway, no, that's the one I like so far. But if I was up there, I'd be going to that show. I'd love to see.
We'd be begging you to be
show.
in it if you were up
Yeah.
there.
Absolutely.
You know,
I'd definitely be in it. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do it before.
while you're talking candidate impressions, Carrie has a favorite. The other day when you did the cavalcade, she thinks
Yes.
that you should continue to do Hillary Clinton, but only when Hillary Clinton needs a lozenge. That's
Okay.
her favorite.
All right.
So-
I got whacked.
But anyway, that's
my wife's
that's it.
favorite.
That's it. Look at- Anyway, it's great to be with Rob and Joe and the Rob and Joe Show. Really one of our strongest performers on the More Network. We're very happy that a lot of people dig that show, and some of you have made it your number 1 seed. I've actually read that.
Yeah.
It infuriates me, but it it's reality. They're going to be some people that take to. Well, I can see people taking to Rob. I'm not Joe. I don't really understand. I don't.
I am on the same
Just
page with you, Mike.
just so prickly on every possible level. But
Well, you
we
can't
love
have
him too.
You have
so-
to have a villain. You can't just have heroes. Somebody's got to be the
have
foil.
Luke
Right.
Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly. You're the Darth Vader of
Right,
the
right.
podcast. It's a heritage podcast because you've been doing it for a long time. How long have you guys been doing the
It's
podcast?
not a heritage
It is.
podcast. There's no such thing as a
Everything
heritage
has to be
podcast. He's a heritage. And by the way, in the world of DJ-dom, heritage. This is a heritage radio
Oh, it's
station.
handed
A
out.
heritage disc jockey. That is such crap. It
a
is like
heritage
such
podcast
DJ
network.
speak. It's like such DJ speak to make it bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're gonna pay you $11,500 a year, but here's the good news: you will be working for a heritage radio station.
Legendary.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
Legendary HFS. Here's your $2.
So, Rob and Joe, let me give you an update. We have been having all sorts of fun with technical issues this week, more so than in the entire 6 years that I've been doing this podcast, and certainly in the time that I've been down here in West South Florida. And just as a matter of fact, during this opening, I was on the phone with my guy from Comcast. So periodically, because we are true trained professionals, I have to get an update on how everything's going on your end. So blisteringly honest, boys, how's it? How am I coming up to you up there? Everything going fine?
Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
it sounds fine to us.
Right on, Daddy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my
Yeah.
little.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
that's,
there have been
that's
a
pretty
couple
good.
hiccups while we've been talking, if we're being fully honest.
Yeah, but they're nothing we
Well,
can't
see
correct
now,
in post.
wait a minute. Now, see, that's
Yes.
the issue I have. I said blisteringly honest,
Yes.
and then you said fine, and then you said a couple of hiccups. So
There's
I'm
been
telling
one-
you the truth.
There's been one hiccup that I wrote down that we'll correct in
Yes.
post. It's nothing that will affect the show in any way.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Stop it! You hateful jerk.
Rob,
Not
hey,
my
Rob,
favorite. Yes.
start the show, you humper.
Jerk.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey, Frank, it's good to see you.
I just was hanging around in the hall, and they said Frank Sinatra's here, and I've never met him, you know. Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo.
Fambino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday. Excuse us, Johnny. You're from the Midwest. You're busy going, is the truck loaded? Guido says hi. He hasn't had a chance to talk to you. And from Jersey City, your good friend, Bubani Umbazzo. He started his car with your album on, and now he's a highway. But I tell you, I'm a Jew and you're an Italian. And here we have what? And this is a great Irishman. This is America.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I just want to say, before we go any further, for 14 years, Johnny Carson kept saying, do you really know Frank? And I want you to know, Frank, I worship you and I love you. I really mean this, because since I'm a kid, I used to blow in girls' ears and hear you go, la-da-da-dee, and do it my way. I need a girl so bad. I love my wife, but she's ill.
Listen, can I tell a story about what this man did to me once? You may have known or heard about this. It was a true story. I was eating dinner in a restaurant in New York, and he came over to the table, and he said, Frank, do me a favor, will you? He said, I'm sitting with a very pretty girl. I'm trying to make out, you know, and he said, I told her I know you, and she really doesn't believe me. Would you stop by the table? I said, all right. I was just about finished. I was down to the espresso. And finally, he went back, and I walked by the table, and I said, how are you, Don? Nice to see you. He said, can't you see I'm eating, Frank? What are you doing?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
Singing this song this week.
That's life.
That's right, baby. Coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, on the air and online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show, a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. And if you're here, you do too. Our sponsor today, brand new one. Turn that music down for just a second. I want you to hear something brought to you by... Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you hear that? Brought to you by Ring. That's the sound of visitors. Or maybe a package. So turn the music completely off, Mr. Spiewak. Thank you. Or maybe a package delivery. Or maybe the sound of someone trying to rob you blind. 95% of home break-ins happen during the day, and burglars usually start by ringing your doorbell just to see if somebody's home. This is a product that is so much fun. The Ring Video Doorbell. You can see and you can talk to anyone at your door from anywhere in the world. The best moment I had with my Ring doorbell was the other day where, speaking of my Comcast guy, I had gone off to another part of our neighborhood to talk to the guy, and I'm out by his truck, and I hear my Ring doorbell on my smartphone go off, and I'm 2 minutes away. And the guy had something he needed me to sign for, and I said, I'm 2 minutes away. Can you hang? He said, yeah, no problem. And it was the coolest thing in the world.
Wow.
It is what you can do with the Ring doorbell. Even if somebody doesn't ring your doorbell, Ring's motion detection alerts you. If somebody's skulking around the front door, you can see it. It's like caller ID for your front door. The Ring doorbell, the video doorbell, lets you talk to delivery people, just like I told you. Keep an eye on your package. If someone messes with it, you get an instant alert. Oh, and here's the other thing. You get an HD video of the whole thing. It records it. So if I miss somebody that's at my front door and I've got my phone in my pocket, if I'm at a movie, I can play it back and you actually see who's at your door. You can see the people that have dropped by. It's truly amazing. Installation. You boys know how good I am at installation, right?
The best.
I am not. I am an
You're
idiot.
not good.
And when it comes to the Ring, you're the best. We've had a week. I swear to God, we have to go reverse brainwashing here. Put your mind at ease and protect your home with the Ring Video Doorbell. It's named a top 10 gadget by both Time Magazine and USA Today. Our listeners get free expedited FedEx shipping when they go to ring.com/TMOS. Remember, ring.com/TMOS. With the Ring Video Doorbell, you're always home. So go to ring.com/TMOS and rest easy, my friend. Very, very cool device.
So cool.
And, I can actually almost see it from my vantage point here. It's really, really neat. And the fact that it records people is cool, too. So welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show with Rob and Joe. And I got to get this off my chest.
Please.
Go ahead.
It's a new day in America, people. It is a new day in America. Congratulations. You did it. He won. He won big time. And I'm
Bernie?
talking of no, you know who I'm talking about.
The
other
other
guy. I mean, did anyone 3 months ago really believe that this was going to be anything but there was talk about it being a joke. There was talk about Donald Trump being somebody who was actually not going to do it. Go ahead, Oscar.
I think I went on record and I said there's no way Bernie's going to do anything with this election, and I said there's no way Trump makes it to a debate. And
Absolutely
I was wrong
stunning.
on both.
Yep.
How pissed off are the American people? I do believe that this was, this showed. Nobody wants anybody connected with anything
They
to
hate
do
Washington, D.C.
Although
politics.
Bernie Sanders is connected, but he's such
he's
an
different.
outlier.
He's different.
Yeah, he's such an outlier. But they both won super big last night. My favorite thing to watch is Marco Rubio. It just cracks me up because he is like the petulant little kid today, and I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. But I'm stunned that it played out the way it did, and Donald Trump, who nobody expected to do anything, is now. Getting questions about how statesman-like he should
and
be.
the polls
It's
were
just
right.
funny.
The polls were
The
right.
polls were right this
Yes.
time. They weren't right in Iowa. They were right.
Yes.
The polls. The only thing they weren't right about was didn't he do a little better than the
No,
polls?
I'm talking on both
gave-
sides. They both
Yeah,
did
they
better.
predicted
They
this.
both
Yeah.
did better.
Yeah,
And I think, go ahead, Rob.
And then John Kasich out of nowhere. With
Well,
his bad
they said he
haircut.
was coming on.
He split the vote.
They said he was coming on at the end, and he's. Let me just say one thing about him. I like the guy. I like the
But
fact
his
I don't
that
even know who
haircut.
he is.
His haircut, man.
See that. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Go ahead. What are you going to say about his haircut?
I was gonna say he always looks like he's rolled out of bed and he used Brill cream yesterday.
Have you seen older pictures of him?
I've not. Should I?
This man has been follically challenged. Not like Trump. He's not a bald guy.
Right.
I'm talking about this man appears to have not had a decent relationship with a barber for 45 years.
Yeah.
Now, I'm speaking about this is near and dear to my heart right now because I went to a place that was some sort of, I think it was called Headquarters, where they've got like the sports on TV,
Clever.
and everybody's in the
Here's your
referee
head coach
jerseys.
for your hair.
And here's look, this is for me. I don't have as much hair as I used to. I like a good haircut as much as the next guy. I've gotten the shishi salons. I've gotten the barber shop. And you know what? In Manassas, I had my lady Judy who cut my hair for a long time and did a fine job. This is what you should be aware of if you are a man going into a barber shop and you ask this, and they ask you this question: do you want me to use scissors or shears? When you hear that question,
Yes.
run from the chair. Jump out of the chair, get into your effing car, and run. Because I said, well, usually I've had it with a little bit of both. Well, you know what that told Fatty McAnus Eyes? You know what
Yes.
that told her to do?
What?
It told her to take the shears out with one hand, free hand, and lazily destroy my hair. I have more crew shellac on my dome right now than I have had in my life. This woman, this is simply, in all of my 56 years on the planet, this is the worst haircut. And you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to come into the studio without putting the shellac on it.
Oh, good.
And I'm not going to put the headphones on, and I'm going to let you see what she has done to my
The
head.
high
To
and
the
tight.
point,
So when you
it's
say
ridiculous.
shears-
Not even, calling it a high and tight would be a compliment, Oscar.
When you say
It's amazing.
shears, you mean clippers, right? Like the electric
Shears,
clippers?
Yeah.
The
That's how they
clippers,
try to
yeah.
confuse
the
you. You're like,
clippers.
oh.
Because
Shears
shears
sound
means
fancy.
Yeah, it means
Because
like
they
fancy
don't-
scissors, right?
Then this is just my opinion. They don't want to use scissors because that takes more time
Yes.
and more effort, so they don't want to use their scissors. They want to go ngang, ngang, ngang. And when they get the 13-year-olds in their chairs, which they're used to dealing with, I walked out of there and I said, here's my problem. I cannot immediately. I think it's just too bitchy-like
Yes.
to rave out about a haircut when you're in the
Yeah, what are you going to do?
chair.
Grow it back?
Yeah, it's not like a lady's haircut, they mess up the color, they can go back 15 times, get it fixed. Men, you're done.
No.
You made the commitment, they
Yeah.
screwed it up, you just don't go back. That's how you pay them back. But I was more tempted this time when I woke up the next morning, put the blow dryer in my hair, and I looked and I said, oh my God, what did they do to me? Oh my God.
Did you?
Help me.
Did you
Help
think it
me.
was okay when you left that day?
Yeah. Yeah, because they shellac it.
Okay.
So they put the goo on it, and they make it look. Maybe she didn't. You know, she lazily did that too. You know,
How
it was
much
ridiculous.
does a haircut cost at headquarters?
I think it was $19.
Change back
That's
on a 20.
expensive
That's
for Florida.
That's a lot
That
of
is
money.
expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, it's expensive compared to a barber shop because they've got the little bells and whistles, and they do that. So
Sports
If you
on
knew it
TV.
would be perfect every time, what would you pay?
if I knew it would be perfect, I'd pay. You ready for this? I would. I'm going to be Diva-esque here. I paid $40. I paid $40 for a great haircut every month.
It's just too much.
Mike, you used to, but one of your favorite things when the show would travel, you would love to get your haircut when we were out of town. I remember this.
I'm definitely I'm not somebody who is monogamous when it comes to haircutters. I don't believe
you
in
don't
it.
find
I like
one
to-
and stick with her?
Yeah, it's
Well,
risky.
I had my guy down here, the old man.
Raphael?
And he did a no. What the hell was his name?
Diego.
Joe.
Pedro.
It was Joe. I think his name was Joe.
Menhood.
No,
Christoph.
Richard.
Christoph.
Richard. His name was
Christoph.
no. I went to a barber shop. That was the guy I had.
Sorry.
I went to a barber shop, and the guy. It's like the third time I've gotten a barber, and it's like listening to the angriest viewer of Fox News. And I can't stand it.
Well, you got to know
You know?
that a barber has a lot of downtime throughout the day. I mean, Saturdays are red hot.
Chit-chatting.
But you know
Right.
what? Did they had a TV in there? I bet they had an old tube TV.
They had a TV, but it was way over in the corner, so he didn't get this. This is when he went home, and he was giving me the whole thing. You know, it's
What's
just like
the most you've ever paid for a haircut? I have one. Blew my mind.
probably in that $40 range.
Ever?
Probably, yeah.
Even in a hotel?
Even in
no,
Beverly
probably
Hills?
probably upwards of like $80 if I was in a
Wow.
hotel.
The
Probably.
Vidal
In,
Sassoon.
when we went to CES,
Yeah.
I made the mistake of getting a haircut in Las Vegas.
That's a good thing to do.
And they're like, "Oh, we do men's haircuts downstairs." And I said,
You
"Oh,
went to see the band? Yes.
no, Las Vegas,
Oh, okay. I thought you
Yes.
said yes.
No.
Okay,
No,
yes.
CES.
You say yes a lot. so it's
CES,
confusing. Oh, CES.
yes,
Okay. You
the
dropped
Consumer
down on me.
Electronics
Sorry
Show."
about that. I've been
You
there.
went to CVS, so you got a
CVS.
haircut.
So I went to CVS.
I was
in Las
there with
Vegas.
you at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Yes, you were. And I said that's why we went to CES. That's what I said.
Oh.
We used to work at CBS.
Yes, when we worked at CBS.
Right.
So I went downstairs to see Jeff Lockridge before he passed, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna get a haircut at the at the Venetian."
What is the matter
All
with
right,
you?
that's good. Pony, make a note of
At the
that.
Venetian.
That-
He
we're
was a
not putting that
horrible
on.
man. No one will
We're not.
say it.
We're not putting that down.
All right.
We're not doing that. No.
No one said
Jesus.
one nice thing about him that I know. All right, moving on.
It's terrible.
So
You're
at the
horrible.
Venetian, I went downstairs and I got a men's haircut, but I didn't want to be. I didn't want to stop in my tracks because the girl was too hot and I'm an idiot to say how much does this cost.
$800.
And I was done with the. I want to say 10-minute haircut.
Sure.
2 seconds. I was like, oh, this looks horrible. And then she says, here's your bill. We can bill it to your room. I said, bill it to the room. I don't want to see this right now. When the bill finally came at the end of the 2 weeks we were in Las Vegas,
Right.
it was $95.
That's the Venetian,
F
baby.
that.
Now,
Did you tip
That's
then?
the Venetian.
It's automatic. Put 20% on. I guess that's what they do
now
there.
Rob Mayer has a story where he was in the middle of a haircut, and the lady cutting his hair started making these very racist remarks, and he,
Yeah.
he got scared. He didn't want to.
No, it was around the holidays, so we're just having your typical "What are you doing for Christmas?" chit chat. And I have family in Columbus, Ohio, and I mentioned that I
Did
usually
she
go
have
there.
any idea that you were Kahlua and cream guy
She did
yourself?
not.
Or what? All right.
And I don't think it would have stopped her. And she goes, I have family in Columbus as well. And we start talking about Columbus. She goes, you know what I don't like about Columbus? I go, what's that? She goes, there's so many black people there.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, what am I? But I can't get mad at her because she has scissors. She's cutting my hair.
Now hold on. So see, I instantaneously think when you say racist that it's going to be a white person making disparaging comments about black people. Was she being sarcastic, or was she black and talking about the fact that there were black people there?
She was white, and she didn't like that there was a lot of black people in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, she didn't like.
It's full
it.
of them, Mike.
There
Them.
was too many.
Wow.
And I couldn't disagree with her because she's cutting my hair. So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Sideburns right there.
Oh my God. I think
That's
could it
got to be tough. That is the worst.
Could
That's
it
no good.
secretly be an angry profession? You know the little place in Manassas I used to go to?
Yeah.
The guy to my left that runs the joint, the bald guy, I mean, constant laughter and chit-chat, and Judy was sweet. But then I've come down here, and you remember I had the Fox people that were talking politics where I didn't go back to that one. Then I got this guy that's talking about, let me tell you about Islam. There's nothing peaceful about Islam. He's like, let me tell you about Islam. Islam's not a peaceful. And, look, we're going to wake up one day and, they're going to be cutting our heads off in the clowns. And it's like, I'm like, oh, God, please just finish my haircut.
You should get a button that says, I hate politics. And they'll talk about something else. That's it.
Yeah.
Just walk in.
If you
I have, I've gone away from it so much now, and I love it. In my inner Irishman, and even on this show, is a man who is desperate to talk politics when he's not on his show. Because I know, I read the Prime Directive, I read the memos, and people are sick of hearing about it on different media outlets. They truly are. Shows like this, our directive is to entertain. So when I get out of here, though, I want to have my outlet and I want to talk to my friends. And I don't do it there because it's too divisive. No one's getting, and it sucks.
Mike,
and so I'm a little frustrated
what if we did a
right
special 10-part series?
Like Serial?
No, like the OJ, the People versus OJ Simpson.
Okay, very good.
That we just have, just for this election cycle, you have a separate show where you wonk out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? And I get guests, and I do that.
And you take care of all of that, and then we put it up on the site so when people want to get their fix, they can come to you, and you can get your fix, but it's a separate 10-part series.
Do I have to be fair and balanced?
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, but then you get your fill.
I'll need a co-host.
Pony.
No, you have to do that. No, I don't need I don't want to bloviate. I don't want to be like Sean Hannity, and I don't want to be.
I'm just saying creatively, if you're not getting what you need down there, you can get it here, and you can get it in your own with your own voice, but it can be separate.
Half an hour program.
Yes.
10 episodes leading up to the election.
That works.
Let's name it. Let's put a name on it. I like the idea.
Your barber could be your co-host.
Oh my God! Get your barber
with Richard the Angry Barber.
Yes,
Richard the Angry Barber.
How about this?
You know what?
Left of
really,
center. With Mike O'Mara.
Yeah, but that would be if it was just me. Now, what if I do bring in somebody who's from the other team?
Mike, we can't produce it for you as well. We can just give you the idea.
Well, I can produce it.
Yes.
I'm not. Who do you think you're talking to, you bastard? I can do that.
He's a heritage.
No, he's doing. Don't do the lazy. Hey, listen. You save your lazy river shit for all the other guys that are in that studio. Okay. The fact is, yours truly, I am capable of. I could do it right now. Goodbye, everybody. So long. See ya. Leave the studio. I'm going to do 4 hours right now. Thank you. But no.
So, what, you have a golf buddy? What about your radio friend down there, the sports guy? Is he into politics?
No. Here's the thing. I want it to be something that is listened to, and if it's just me, I know the reality. I know the reality of Air America, and I know the reality of MSNBC compared to the Bill. Rachel Maddow and Bill O'Reilly have different. So there has to be that balance there. But at the same time, I don't want it to be a wonk fest.
What about Feel the Burn?
Ooh,
but
I'm not an exclusive Bernie guy.
Oh, I thought you were.
Donated. No, I donated to his campaign, but I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm not sure who I'm going to support. I could support Bernie. I could support Hillary. I could support John Kasich.
Ooh.
Pissed off
I
politics?
could support Michael Bloomberg. Even though, by the way, John Kasich and I disagree on many, 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 many issues. I'm not happy, like a lot of people in this country, with the choices that are out there. I know it's much easier for me to tell you who I worry about than it is for me to tell you who I think will make a great president.
And where you live right now, is it Southwest or West South?
Southwest Florida.
Yes.
Southwest Florida.
Southwest politics with Mike O'Mara.
And actually,
They'll think Florida with that.
I think.
Do you know what the biggest issue is in Southwest Florida? Would you like to hear that? We have had 10 times. No, it's not Big Sugar, but they're in there somewhere. The biggest issue in Southwest Florida is that we have received, in the month of January and into February, the month of January, 10 times more rain than they get in the month of January. They have this giant lake, and you can actually see it when you fly into Southwest Florida, called Lake Okeechobee. On the banks of Lake Okeechobee. It's this massive, massive lake, and they got so much rain that they have begun to release the water from the lake into the Caloosahatchee River, and the Caloosahatchee River's taking all this brown poo water and sending it out into the Gulf of Mexico, and people are going out of their minds because it's
Tributaries
destroying.
with Mike O'Mara.
It's destroying the ecosystem down here. So I'm
I
pretty
think
up on the local.
the name of the show, I think, actually Rob had in passing, and we glossed over it. How about this? Mike O'Mara's Heritage Political Talk Show.
Or Heritage Politics with Mike
I think it
O'Mara.
would be excellent. Yeah.
I think that there's two things that have to happen. I have to get a co-host, and I have to bring in somebody who is, maybe a little right of center, like I'm a little left of center.
Andrew Langer?
You know what? That's a great idea. So would taking my testicles and putting them on a Weber grill. Ouch. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, we're hanging out today with Justin Schlegel.
Yeah, you might know him as the man who replaced Mickey Coachella on the morning show on 98 Rock.
So listen in 2 years for the new More Network program, It's Justin, twice yearly. Rob and Joe Show, new episode every week, robandjoeshow.com, iTunes, and on the TMOS app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Made a couple of phone calls to some loyal supporters of the Mike O'Mara Show who bought
Mike,
their
you're
Pro
the
Flowers
best.
for their
Oh, that's
special
cool.
somebody. Listen up, Procrastination Nation. Valentine's Day is this Sunday. That's only 4 days away.
4 days, Mike. 4 days.
4 days away. Are you tired of guessing wrong for every Valentine's Day? Luckily, the Valentine's Pros at proflowers.com take the guesswork out of the Valentine's Day equation, people. So you know you'll get it right this year. How about this? 2 dozen. How about this? 2 dozen assorted roses. Plus a free glass vase for only $29.99. Now listen, if you buy your Pro Flowers and you use the Mike O'Mara code TMOS, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I told you this. I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you, not the lady. I'm going to call you, the dude,
The
and say,
purchaser.
Happy Valentine's Day. The purchaser gets a call from me. That's right. If it's a lady, I don't want to be sexist. I'll call you, too. I had a couple of phone calls last night and got some slots open for that. So please, when you hear my voice, I will call the first 10 people that order Pro Flowers or Sherry's Berries. I'm going to give them a call. That's what I'm going to do. You can't beat Pro Flowers. It's quick. It's easy. Delivery for Valentine's Day is guaranteed. Plus, Pro Flowers will last 7 days or your money back. Surprise her at the office. She'll love that,
Yes.
too. Remember, the only way to get this incredible Valentine deal, go to proflowers.com, click on the blue microphone in the top right-hand corner, and type in TMOS again. That's proflowers.com. Click on the microphone and type in TMOS. And look forward to talking to you. Had a nice conversation. You know what? What's great is when you make those kind of phone calls, our listeners that get it, well,
Yes.
they do that because they get it. But they also know, I forgot the name of the guy that I called, the two guys. The one guy, he sent me a nice little message, but didn't include the phone number. Then I got it early this morning. I'll be calling him after the show. The other guy's like, hi, Mike. I know you're busy. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Love the show. Supporting it. Thanks. Bye. That's it.
awesome.
It was great.
Totally cool.
That's
Fantastic.
Totally cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a
Hey,
shout out. Hold on.
Pony, do you mind finding out if the building's on fire or something's going on?
Do you have an alarm? I don't hear it back
No,
here.
you're
I don't-
fine.
I
It's
don't
just it's unsettling that it's been, I would say, 20 minutes of this and no
32 minutes.
32 minutes, and we just haven't seen flames or smoke, and I want to figure out what's going
Didn't
on.
we one time have a building evacuation that no one told us about?
Yes,
Yeah.
no one did tell us about
There was
that.
a
Well,
fire.
you
and
guys,
because we're
isn't that
isolated-
building technically? Well, I guess any building. You can die in any building.
That's right,
But
Mike.
isn't it small enough where you probably could make a getaway? You know.
I'm thinking that this building probably has safety violations that might have been grandfathered in.
Yeah,
it-
there's
all right.
there's a fire escape, but if you've ever been on that fire escape, no one's escaping,
No.
And especially not Rob.
No, no.
You die.
Yeah, the bolts, the slowly pulling out bolts as the bolts come out of the concrete and the mortar.
I
as they're
stepped on
put-
that thing and I heard just that, and
Yeah.
it was just me and the cable guy. I said, I'm going to get off this. He goes, you probably should.
It's a fire escape built for one.
We are here with Rob and Joe from the Rob and Joe Show, and let's talk Coachella. Okay, Robin,
Oh, boy.
Oh, they lit
Joe-
up.
Coachella Festival?
They lit up.
Joe's got a connection to 98 Rock, and Rob, you roll up there periodically.
Yes.
Joe, how are all my good friends up there at 98 Rock? How is it? They've had a little upheaval there, right? Our old friend, the program director Dave Hill, no longer employed by Hearst Broadcasting. I'm curious. In a land long ago, far, far away, when I got laid off from CBS Radio down here in D.C. And one of the first things I did while I was waiting to get another radio gig was I was invited to come up to 98 Rock. And they treated me, Mickey and Amelia and Justin, their producer, and Schlegel.
Schlegel.
They treated me far better than any other radio station in D.C., probably because we competed down here and we didn't up there. And so after Mickey had his little meltdown and decided he was going to leave radio, I reached out, and especially Oscar reached out. Oscar practically lived up there for a while, building a studio. And Mickey joined the More Network to do a little podcast, and then he became a ghost. He showed up at our studio in Manassas a couple of times with a vape cigarette, and then he was gone.
It was a solid run, and then it just became no run.
Yeah.
He took some time off, would come back on, and really, Mickey, as far as I'm concerned, is still a friend of the show. You just can't get in touch with him. I don't know what's going on.
I absolutely consider Mickey still a friend of the show. There's never been
seen
bad
him?
words.
Text him right now.
Yeah.
What's going
Tell
on
him
with
that
Mickey?
Oscar would like to connect with him when he has a chance.
Does he still have the restaurant? Is the restaurant still happening?
Restaurant is closed.
Oh.
You know what? Don't text him. Never mind.
Vape shop not involved.
Why don't you want to text him?
Guys, if he's got that going on, I don't want to get involved with that. Hey,
a failing restaurant? I can't relate to that.
Can I get the mics?
Well, it's
your
actually
restaurant failed.
Failed restaurant, not failing.
If
But
you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
Hey, man,
are they closed for good up there? Is that it?
I mean, they haven't been open. They were open for a month. They've been closed for, I think, 4. So I'm.
Hey, man,
A lot of places
restaurant's
take winter
been
off.
closed for 4 months, but you're still paying that heavy lease. But can I get those mics back? No, I'm not doing that. Not right now in my
I
life.
think there was some sort of liquor license issue.
Yeah. Also,
I think that's important.
Well, he had never run a restaurant before, and he had scribbled some stuff down on a bar napkin. He figured he had it all figured out.
Right.
Ended up that wasn't the case. There are laws that kind of surround these type of
Does
businesses.
he still have
right.
his vape stores? Where
No, he's not involved in that either. That's another story
not?
for him. Now, do you know he's doing nights on 98 Rock?
Yeah,
do you
I know that.
Yeah.
I listen to him sometimes.
Is he doing full-time nights on 98 Rock?
So the answer is yes, but it's a weird format where he's. And I guess I'm allowed to tell this. He basically sends in all of his breaks, so he doesn't really go into the studio.
It's voice-tracked.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he tells some. It's a different style show than he had done before, where he tells some sort of. It sounds like a joke that might have been told, say, in the 1930s, and then he does that, and then they play, Def Leppard.
Wow.
So it's voice tracked. So it's a gig for him that's voice tracked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of that, is he okay personally? I mean, this is a lot to come back
You
from,
just did
right?
a gig with him, didn't you?
When did I do a gig with Mickey last?
Now you got my old radio partner Kirk McEwen
Kirk's
up
an
there
afternoon.
too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Kirk does
Kirk's doing afternoons.
afternoon drive. Yeah, I mean it's like a time machine over there. You know what I mean? They just went and found everybody who was still alive. Lopez was not available, but everybody else, and they just put him on there. But I actually think, and obviously I'm involved with it, but I think the morning show is excellent, and I think Justin Schlegel is probably the funniest person alive. But
and now Justin's the former producer for Mickey.
No. That's Scott.
Scott Reardon, who's the
Scott. Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't get the
Justin
names
was
right. I
doing
apologize.
nights beforehand.
And he also stars in
Okay.
their murder mysteries.
Yes, he's our murder mystery.
Anyway, he's
Well, let's get
hilarious.
him on the show. Let's get him down here.
He's
I'd like
a
to,
big
like to get
fan.
him on
Oh,
the show.
he'd flip
Huge
to come and
fan.
come join
Yeah,
us.
he's
He
a-
loves
Love
the
to
show.
have him on.
Yeah,
love
yeah.
to
You
love
love
to have him
him.
on the show. So yeah, I mean, radio, the world of radio is very interesting, and I'm always a big fan when people circle back and get to the station they used to work at. So I'm happy for Mickey, and I'm happy for Kirk that he's on in the afternoon down there. And I think there's a myth out there that people that do what we do. That they grow on trees and you can just plug one in. It doesn't always work that way. That's why,
Especially these days.
One of the things I read constantly is, whether it's about Jack or, whether it's about Kirk or whether it's about Mickey or, the bottom line, getting the old guys to come back. Well, I got news for you guys. The old guys have done it. They're pros. They know what they're doing, and that's why they get the gig, and that's why they come back, because they can do that. And there is there's a work ethic there where they come back and they want to do the job, and I'm happy anytime that happens. I don't care what the circumstances are. It's a terrible business. I have to tell you that. It is a terrifyingly terrible business. It's gotten worse, and so I tip my hat to the guys that are, not doing what I'm doing, that are still in the trenches making radio. And the only thing about Mickey is that would have been nice to get a phone call. That's all. I just wanted to say that.
I will say this about Mickey. I mean, his intentions are always really good. I mean, he wants to. When he tells you he's going to do a podcast on this network, he has every intention of that. But then the next day comes and then he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Right.
But when he tells you originally, he wants to do what he says he's going to do. He just doesn't do that.
Well, and I'm fine with that, and I hope Mickey's fine with the retrieval of certain pieces of equipment. That would be really if you bump into him, in the hallways up there, on Television Hill, you might want to just mention the fact that we want our stuff back.
Make me a list.
Make
me a list.
We need it.
Itemized.
Will you get that to Joe on the way out the door? Can
Yes.
you do that,
Yes.
Oscar? Thank you. That'd be easy. Take you 5 minutes to jot down that
2
stuff
seconds.
for.
Yeah.
Dave, that's good. We'll take a break. When we come back, more fun and more thrills. Yes, it was trivia night in Cocoonville, and I may have made a scene.
Oh.
Yeah. I look, I'm not popular down here anyway. I didn't do anything to help my cause. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Harry's. I've been thinking, when did shaving get so incredibly expensive? I think it was one of those gradual things where you would roll into the drugstore and you would see the price of blades and you'd kind of go, that's a little high. And then it just has gotten completely out of hand because I don't think anybody was thinking about counter programming, all right? Then I discovered Harry's, ladies and gentlemen. I discovered the best shave of my life, and I discovered the amazing quality and value that only Harry's can provide. I love shaving with Harry's. I love their shave gel that I used this morning with my incredible copper-handled razor. It's fantastic. Harry's is the best. You'll discover German-engineered 5-blade cartridges. That means no cuts and no burn. The quality 100% guaranteed with a full refund if you're not happy. Their customer service is second to none, and factory direct prices mean no middleman. Blades sell at half the price of leading brands. Why pay $32 for an 8-pack of blades when you can get them for half the price at Harry's? The Harry's starter set is an amazing deal. $15 gets you a razor, the best shaving cream in the world, and 3 razor blades. Harry's prices are already really low, but I've got a special offer for you when you enter our promo code TMOS at checkout and shave $5 off your first order. That's it. Enter the code TMOS, shave $5 off the order. Stop overpaying for a great shave. Go to harrys.com right now. Enter the code TMOS at checkout, HARRYS.com, and the code TMOS at checkout. Yes, Oscar, I didn't even tell you this morning because we didn't get a chance to talk, but we had just sat down to trivia night in Cocoonville, and I was there with some 2 couples, the McFiggins, and our friends Joe and Joanne from our neighborhood, and we were sitting down, and the very first thing that I'll refer to him as Super Nerd.
Oh.
The very first thing, the guy, the hump that was running this trivia game, the very first thing he says is, no cell phones. And I'm like, let me see if I can do the impression a little better.
Okay.
No cell phones. Oh, no. All right, we're going to get started now. And just a reminder, there are no cell phones, and please don't shout out the answers because that will give the answers to the other tables. Now, with the nerd voice, I said to myself, no problem. It might be a fun evening, might be okay. And the way this worked was it's a sea of white hair.
Sure.
In a little ballroom area in the corner of the Cocoonville Clubhouse. And there's a guy up on this little stage. And picture the kind of room you'd go to a wedding in, okay?
Okay.
He's up there with his lovely wife.
So they work together.
They work together.
Tag team.
A lot of that. There's a lot of the he said, she said down here. And I've had about probably the better part of 2.5 Michelob Ultras, and I'm ready to go. I just have enough of the edge off where it's going to be fine, and then the game starts. And as the game starts, I get and Carla looks over at me and goes, who's that? I said, it's Oscar. And when Oscar calls me, I usually answer very promptly.
Sure.
And then I texted Oscar that, we're playing a game. And Oscar said, so Oscar, well, let me read the exchange to you because Oscar.
I'm so disappointed you didn't text me last night. I watched Jeopardy last night.
I couldn't. It was illegal. I would have been busted.
I was so ready for it. I had my phone in my hand, ready to take you right to victory. I was ready to go. And we've got to figure out a better system.
I'm so used to talking to Mike on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
So I just basically, I called him just to catch up, and I realized as soon as I called that, wait, tonight's bingo night.
Yeah, tonight's bingo.
So Oscar realizes that between the time he calls and I don't respond. I think Oscar knows when I don't respond,
Figures it
something's
out,
going
yeah.
down. So Oscar writes, nothing important, forgot about bingo. Have fun. I write back to him. So suddenly I'm in my phone now and they're looking like I'm cheating, and I wrote, trivia, you hump. Everybody just looked at me like I was cheating. Then Oscar writes back, bah ha ha ha, fun. So it wasn't bingo. It was trivia night, and I've never done this before. Now, we've played hundreds of trivia-based games on the Mike O'Mara Show over the years. We've done that, and Rob usually runs it. Well, Rob's name was invoked by Carla and me probably 5 different times. I think I had said, call Rob, get him down here. Let's do this right now. Because, Rob, this was a game where they ask the questions and you have like a notepad with 10 lines where you fill out your answers, and then at the end of the round, you turn them in, and then it gets graded, and they tally up your points.
So effectively, what they've done is they've taken what is, in essence, a boring contest and taken all excitement out of it because there's no urgency anymore.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And then the trivia questions began, and the
How
trivia
were the questions?
They were horrible. They were horrible.
Does any one spring to mind?
One of the rounds was this happened, this happened, this happened. In what year? If you're within 1 year of the year, you get a point.
My God.
You get 2 points, and
it's like this with the and here's how we're going to do it right now.
and then he moved on to what I call the SAT round.
Yes.
And it was a series of letters in sequence and then a question mark where you had to pop in the letter in the proper sequence.
Oh, my
and
God.
let me tell you,
Like not trivia at all.
Yeah, that's math.
like SAT crap, like
exactly.
math garbage. And him and his fat wife and his fat ass and that didn't get out of the chair for the whole goddamn trivia thing. And I'm just getting more and more. And then there was the team that was up at the front that had almost a perfect score. And every time you'd see this one guy with his fists up in the air.
Sure.
And I know it's Cocoonville. I know it means nothing. I don't believe there was any kind of prize at the end. But I have issues with over-competitiveness.
And I believe this may have been predicted when you said that you were going to trivia night, that this could be an issue.
Yeah, and so there was one. We got to the musical category, and
I bet you killed it.
Well, no, you would kill in it. I don't kill in it. I'm not a musicologist like you are, but I did note they had a Frampton.
Okay.
They had a Platters that I did not know. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. They had
Platters?
that.
You're
they had
not
the Platters.
that old at that
Well,
community.
I'm not that old. But a musicologist might know
Yeah.
that the Platters sing Smoke Gets in Your Eyes.
Right.
And then they have Peter Frampton and another super oldie, and then another song. And I got the Rascals' Good Lovin'.
Okay.
And the whole table like that. And it just was, it was horrible. It was horrible. And we began to lose.
As a community, you pay these people to come in.
That's right. It's all built in.
So
This is our musical category. Please write down the artist and the title of the song, all right? Honey, pass me the chips.
Do you have buzzers or do you raise your hand?
No, you
write it down. There are no bells, there are no whistles, there's no electronics. There's just sitting down, writing there, and they weren't getting booze out to me fast enough.
Oh, no.
I didn't complain about that, because if you complain about that down, you basically put a big neon sign on top of your head that goes, alcoholic, alcoholic, alcoholic.
And no one needs that sign.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess that because of my competitive nature, slowly I watched the entire table drift away from me a little bit, where I just was too intense.
Things got
with it.
tense.
Okay, you've got couple A, that's you guys. Couple B, which was the is it the McFiggins?
McFiggins,
And
yes,
then
very
Joe,
smart people.
And then Joe and Joanna.
Smart people too. Everybody. We were a team effort, and at one point he lists the order of the points.
Yes.
And this is when I was over it, and I said I'm done. Any self-respecting quizmaster that does this ought to be run out of town on a rail. He says, now coming in at first with 26 points. The Fab Five, and they all go yay with their fists up in the air, and that's great. And so,
Clever name.
Then we have the Silverados. That's what we were, the Silverados.
Why the Silverados?
And I don't get into that. Anyway, Silverados. Okay, curious,
okay.
George. Just put it away. But anyway, so I said with 15 points, the Silverados, and I say we're second, and I go yeah, like that, and so. Next, at 18 points, he didn't put him in the right order. The dick.
It's so bad.
That was it.
So there was no production element to it
No,
at all.
it added to the worst
And they hired
month.
this guy to do this.
Yeah, I would have been better sitting there watching the primary results and drinking hard liquor as opposed to my outside liquor, which was that. And then I got home and I got to see Orange Hair accept his landslide victory. What a great night! February sucks. February just sucks as far as
Well,
I'm
you've
concerned.
always said
That's
it. As soon as the Super Bowl is over, America goes into a funk.
Yes,
Not
yeah.
this year though. Politics. We already have South Carolina coming up. People are going to go
crazy. But it's interesting.
We have
to,
Mike's 10-part series.
That's right.
With
we
his
haven't
barber.
named it yet.
Oh,
We
I
haven't
have a
named
name
it
for
yet.
it.
Bikes.
No, Silverado.
It's all going to be fine tomorrow night because Jerky's coming to town.
Jerky.
Oh, Officer Jerky.
Officer
yes.
Jerky, yes, is coming into town, probably with a too loud motorcycle, and he'll frighten the people of Cocoonville. And
Too bad he wasn't at trivia.
Yeah, and so
Mike, is he on his way to Key West?
I don't know. I think he's going north. I think
he's
he's
going
up
north.
to
Okay,
Tampa.
cool.
He's going out to Tampa. Yeah, and I want to make it real clear to him that we've got him here for Thursday, but I want him out early in the morning on Friday. We've got a show to do, and he's
that
bringing.
show's gonna be fun for you guys.
Yeah.
He's bringing. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, Mike, you might be
Mike,
sleepy on Friday.
you might
I'm
be a
usually
little
jolly.
sleepy.
I'm usually
Or he
jolly.
might be,
when
you know what? He might be keyed up.
Well, here's the thing. It's been a long time
Get it,
because of geography. Florida keys. Because
What
of
do you mean?
geography.
What is that? Like a cocaine reference?
No, not at all.
What are you talking
Mike's
about?
all hopped up on blow.
Yeah, I'm gonna do lines of snow before I do the show. Yeah, that's
Snorting
right.
that new
Absolutely.
Silverado strand.
Strain of cocaine.
I'm doing the Silverado candy before I do
Can't
the
show
show.
people I'm hungover.
But here's
the
the thing:
hell is
it's
wrong with you,
because of
Santana?
geography and changes in the way you do the show. It's been a long time since we've done a program following an evening with Jerky.
yes,
And so
that's the wild card.
that is a wild card. That's the intangible.
Well, I don't handle it the way I normally handle it, and
yeah,
I
but
get
Mike,
nervous.
sometimes it's just like getting on a bicycle.
Yeah.
You know what? I get nervous about the prospect of him coming down here because it's a different time for me. It's a different world, and
Yes.
and things were different. I don't go till 2:00 in the morning anymore. I don't do it. I'm
when
not
we had the
capable of doing it.
listener meetup, you went pretty long.
Well, it was you know how I did
That was
after
work.
that. I remember. Do you remember how we all did after that when
Yeah.
we crawled into the studio and we
Yeah.
could barely function?
It was
don't
great.
want to do that again.
It
I
was
don't-
fantastic.
So much fun.
So, the only thing I remember about the listener meetup was one of the listeners saying they saw me walk out into Wisconsin Avenue and almost get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yes, but
That's what I remember
But
about
here's
that,
the
you
key
know.
to that: it was almost got hit. You avoided
Yeah.
it, and you came back with a cigarette. So mission accomplished.
Hey, Rob and Joe, you want to host the show on Friday?
Absolutely.
You're gonna have a great time with Jerky.
I know you're excited to see Officer Jerky and to get him on the road. Any chance he could panel for maybe just the vignette on Friday? Be nice to have him in
We'll see.
because he and I have a magical dynamic.
Get the
too.
Here's the
lawman's
thing, and I don't know if
perspective.
I should talk about this. I think he's suspended.
He is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
He's put that on his Facebook
They were
page,
trumped up
hasn't he?
charges, though. Trumped
He's
up.
put it. Do you know
always
anything
are.
about this?
I just know Jerky. He's been in the business for this long. There's no reason. There's a lot of
But
politics
it's on his
involved.
Facebook page,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm not
He's
speaking
like on
out of
day
school.
6. He says day 6 suspension.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like doing stuff like tearing up his floor and putting down a new
Or
floor
getting
and
hammered
doing
with
stuff
hot
around it.
chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
well,
what
he's
he's
got.
doing.
That's the wild card here. Apparently, he's bringing a lady friend out.
Oh.
This sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. This is
Speaking
the
of
best
lady
suspension
friends,
ever.
we've only got a few minutes left, and I want to make sure that I get this on here. I want to get an update on our friends Rob and Joe and find out how their love lives are doing. Joe, how's everything going with you? Are you?
You missed it briefly when you're on the call with Comcast. Joe said he's still with his younger girlfriend, 21 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
And
Atta boy,
and
that's
Rob
you're
said
matching me. I
he's
love
still
that.
not engaged, so he got that right out.
But Rob and his girl, they got a house. They got a house.
Oh, you bought a house?
We have a house.
Columbia?
Beautiful Columbia, Maryland.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic!
Congratulations.
That's
pretty adult,
practically.
right?
That's practically it's a done deal. Without walking down the aisle, you can't get any closer than that.
You're
That's
right.
fantastic.
Both names
how
on
much?
the mortgage?
How much did?
No.
No, okay.
Rob, I'm
Please.
sorry.
No.
What?
I asked if
I'm
both
not-
names
I'm
are on
not
the mortgage.
No,
Can't have his credit
if I was on
involved.
the mortgage, we'd have an apartment that we were renting.
How much did she have to pony up to put down?
All of it?
You don't have to answer that.
I
You don't
mean,
have to.
what's 100% of the number?
Okay. All right. So she.
I mean, I pay half of the bills after after
utilities or the mortgage.
everything.
Oh, so you
Really?
you pull your fair share.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
How long have we had the house, Rob?
Just a month. We moved in January 4th.
Congratulations.
That's
Do you
fantastic.
have
Very cool.
Do you have your own man cave? Do you have your own spot?
We have an unfinished basement. We have 2 family areas on the main floor. We've got 4
love hearing him
bedrooms.
talk
I mean,
about
no, it's I bought.
So
a,
no, you don't. You
I
don't.
bought a 60-inch TV.
Oh,
Samsung, super
splurge,
nice.
splurge.
Did you get her permission to buy that?
I did. I had to buy it. Because she bought the house, I bought the TV. It's a fair deal.
What, did she pay for half of it? Because that seems to be the deal.
No, she paid for all the house. I paid for all of the TV.
I think that's nice.
All right,
That's
here's a 1960s question. So Columbia,
sleep in the same
a bedroom community between Washington D.C. and Baltimore,
Yes.
and a Kahlua and cream relationship
Oh, yeah.
here. The neighborhood that you moved into. How would you describe the demographics of the neighborhood you moved into?
We actually have.
Are they Rob's people or are they your betrothed?
What about my people?
Yeah.
No,
We're
that's-
everywhere.
Yeah.
Or is
that's
it
great.
diverse?
Your people are everywhere. Your people are everywhere.
We do have our neighbors directly to our left, who Lori, very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out later, because her husband, she's white, is a black man.
Ooh.
And I feel like she saw us and was like,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
strength in numbers.
The inverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is white.
Everyone else
So
is
her
white?
name is Lori, and she said, and please, I'd love you to meet my husband.
The prince.
He's got his own money.
Every morning holding the lion up. It just takes
She can
forever.
just talk to me like, finally someone that gets my pain.
That understands this
But
relationship.
overall, so it is it's an eclectic neighborhood. Is that the point?
No,
you're
it's a
trying to
great
make? Is
neighborhood.
that-
We actually got an awesome deal. It's a really good neighborhood. It's a beautiful house. So
Well,
we-
you got a great deal. Somebody bought you a house.
Yeah,
Yes, that's a
I
great
know.
deal.
I know. So if I marry her, I'm now a homeowner.
Pretty tasty.
Pretty
What
good
is the
deal.
best? What is the best part about the neighborhood? Or have you had a house in your adult life? Have you been a
No, I've
homeowner?
barely had a car in my adult life.
That's right. He used to sponge off Todd Moore. Now he sponges off his
I
girlfriend.
had Todd's house.
Where we're moving on now
I had a big
to
David
the
Todd's
east
house.
side.
You are, and I think we came to this conclusion last time you guys were on. You're the
You
one on
came to me.
scholarship. On
Yes,
scholarship,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
I believe that the line was the 7th year sophomore.
Rob Solomon, honey, I bought a 60-inch TV.
Dynamite.
This is great. So life is good. It sounds fantastic. And Joe, this is a pretty lengthy time of
2
relationship
years,
for you,
yeah.
Wow.
We
2
actually
years.
just moved in together as well.
Oh, whoa.
But we are renting.
I
so,
see.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
Let me
wanna
tell you
commit.
this: with your 21-year age difference, I can offer some insight on this. You'll find that with every 10 years that passes, you'll find a little more in common. But you have to wait.
We'll get there.
You have to wait a decade. That's the way that goes, you know.
Baby steps,
But,
right?
You'll enjoy it. Oh, that's great. Well, everybody's happy. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Except for Pony.
We'll take except for Pony. Yes. Some things never change. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. News you may not need. Coming up.
By now, you are more than familiar with all the guys at TMOS. Your host, Mike O'Mara.
We won't get any older and we won't ever die.
Audio mastermind, Rob Spiewak.
Es lebe die nationalsozialistische Bewegung! Es lebe Deutschland!
And our favorite Bolivian, Oscar Santana. But are you aware that each week our boys do an extra show just for you, the dedicated listener?
Oh, you can't say that.
I don't give a I know I'm losing, and I want everybody to know.
Playing the rules.
I don't care about the rules.
All you need to do is go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on TMOS bonus packages. If you can't figure it out from there, well, perhaps you don't get it.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Blue Apron. It's cold outside. No better time to put your warm and cozy kitchen to good use, and Blue Apron, friends, will make it easy for you. Cooking at home means eating healthier and saving money. My God, have we saved money with Blue Apron. For less than $10 a meal, Blue Apron delivers all of the fresh ingredients you need to create delicious home-cooked meals. Just follow the easy step-by-step instructions. Check out Carla's Facebook page. She puts a lot of great pictures and videos of
great video.
Her delicious Blue Apron meals. No matter what dietary preferences you have, Blue Apron makes it a breeze to discover and prepare dishes like spiced salmon with black rice, avocado, and blood orange salad. The thing I love about Blue Apron, you get these delicious meals that you would never cook for yourself. Mushroom and cabbage dumplings with sautéed garlic. Tatsoi? Did I get that right?
Tatsoi. It's a green. It's like a mustard green. It's delicious.
See, you know better than I do. This is good. You'll be cooking with ingredients you've never used before, just like that. All the recipes are between 500 and 700 calories per portion. Tasty and good for you. Right now, get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/TMOS. Our treat, really, the first 2 meals are on us when you go to blueapron.com/TMOS. Blue Apron is a better way to cook.
News.
If you haven't made any plans for Valentine's Day yet, my friends, well, you're actually pretty normal. Valentine's Day procrastination is way more common than you think. According to a new survey, 30% of people in relationships haven't made any plans yet. That means no dinner reservations, no gift, no nothing. Show of hands, Rob, Oscar.
I haven't done anything.
Joe, Rob. What's the...
We got a gig. So
yeah, we have a murder mystery that day. So
I'm also
working.
on.
Well, that's not going to prevent you from getting a gift, boys, for God's sake.
You can get a gift, but on Sunday, I'd forgotten that it's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And I'm doing the Patrons Art Show MC gig, where I go and do the auction.
Oh, get out the clown shoes.
Yes, it'll be fun.
Oh, I know you love that.
Yeah, well, this time it'll be better because I'm doing the entire show, so I get to just mosey on through and make it as fast and painless as possible. I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
Mrs. O'Mara already received her dishwasher, so life is good in our home.
Well,
Really?
so she got dishwasher and factory second golf shoes. This might be her best Valentine's Day ever.
I think I stand by what I have. Even though when I got her the golf shoes, she went, no. That was the response I got. No. Yes, but then the dishwasher came, and that's good. And then I won the football pool.
Attaboy. What brand dishwasher?
The branded dishwasher is I don't know. Thank you for asking. Last year, Rob, every now and then we've worked together for a long time, but that I forgot the fact that you came into my life when you stalked us on the old Don and Mike show. Sometimes you ask a question like that, and I completely remember that. What brand is it? Where was it?
It was an odd question.
What's the serial number?
No,
Thank you. It was an odd question.
I like appliances. I'm just curious.
Okay.
We just got a Whirlpool if you're interested.
That's an excellent brand. Good job. Thank you for
That's
buying
it.
American.
That's what we got. Got a Whirlpool.
What's
we
it?
got a Whirlpool.
Excellent. Let me go home and masturbate.
yeah. Kind of what it felt like. Last year, plus-size model Ashley Graham was in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, but only in an ad for the company Swimsuits for All. This year, SI is actually featuring her in the issue as part of their rookie class. In a very sexy Instagram post, she says, quote, "This is a dream come." No, this is. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. This is a dream come true. This is a dream come true. Thanks to everyone who stood up for curves. Our voices were heard, and together we can help me win Rookie of the Year. Yeah! All right, so good for her. At first, Red Lobster didn't seem to know how to respond to the explicit shout-out they got. in Beyonce's new single Formation, where she says she takes her man there if he gives it to her good.
Do you want to hear the clip? I actually have
Yeah.
it. Okay, here's
Okay,
the new
very
Beyonce
good.
record, and perhaps you didn't hear it because of CBS's audio at the Super Bowl, but here it is. When he F's me good, I take him to a Red Lobster. Nice.
Well, they aren't complaining. Red Lobster says sales were up 33% on Sunday over last year's Super Bowl Sunday.
Wow.
A lot of good effing
Power
going on
media.
that day.
100 million
Man.
plus people watching.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? The power of media. Wow.
I saw with the dancing and the whole Black Panther thing, and people were acting like that was a controversy. So I assumed that the song had some sort of like political,
it's
vibe or
mostly
angle.
about seafood,
And no,
I think.
it's about if it's good sex, you get some lobster week.
Yeah.
It's nothing political at all. I mean,
But at that point, maybe the last thing
Rob,
he
let
wants
me
is
ask you a
more
question.
fish.
You sleep till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm
try
curious
to.
about that. It's just, that was.
Can you guys keep it down? He's trying
It
to.
sounds like the Super Bowl was Sunday when the whole Beyonce controversy came down on Monday, and then Rob woke up like Wednesday at noon. And you're going, was there some Black Panther thing going on?
Hey, I
What's going on?
looked at the lyrics because I saw this. I was like, well, I got to read the lyrics to this song, and I'm waiting for something that's like actual substance, some sort of point of view that people will get upset about. And no, it's Red Lobster and sex.
It's he is right about
He's
that.
right.
The fact is, much more controversy based on the look of the dancers,
Yes.
than the actual content of the music. Right? Isn't
Yeah.
that what they're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so- very true. 2 guys from Buffalo, New York, have been walking across the country for the past 9 months to lose weight, and they both weighed well over 300 pounds when they started. Their names are Jason Rogers and Chris Cook, and they're both in their 30s. Jason was up to 478 pounds in 2014. He needed to lose weight before he could have gastric bypass surgery, so he started walking around his neighborhood with Chris, who weighed in at about 340 pounds. And Jason said, what if he skipped the surgery and the two of them walked 2,700 miles from Buffalo to L.A. instead? Everyone thought it was a crazy idea, except Chris's brother Joe, who said he'd go with him. He only weighed in at about 200 pounds, but he was out of work and sick of playing video games all day. So the three of them started out on May 17th last year, walked 20 miles a day, and just crossed into Arizona this week. Jason managed to lose about 100 pounds before they left without having bypass surgery, and he's dropped another 68 pounds along the way, so he is down to 310 pounds. Chris has lost 39 pounds. He's down to about 300. They should make it to L.A. by early April. All
Wow.
right? And
They should get
Yes.
motorcycles like those guys in the Guinness Book of World
Oh,
Records.
the pair of them on motorcycles?
See
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
can-
their ultimate destination, Mike, they had to choose a stopping point. They're going to Culver's.
I'm thinking maybe a show promotion
Oh.
where Rob Spiewak walks from D.C. to Bethesda.
Really?
He'll never make it.
Georgetown.
He will never make it.
Let's make it on a weekend.
Okay.
Because,
Now remember the donut run that you had in your news
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple weeks
the
ago?
guy passed, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
that's what's going to
donut.
happen to Rob.
Don't want to kill him. Don't want to kill him.
Do
It
ya?
would just be walking. It would be
It doesn't
walking,
matter.
you
That's
know?
what we
Yeah.
think.
Right.
What does his heart think?
You will get a ratings bump for the first week.
Exactly.
It would be
a
be
well-attended
tremendous.
funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you could come back. It's rare that I say something good about award shows, but the Oscars will be doing something different this year. I really do think this is brilliant. Nominees were required to submit a list of people they'd like to thank if they win. And those names will scroll across the bottom of the screen during each winner's acceptance speech, so they don't have to spend all night thanking everyone. Isn't that great? I think it's wonderful. It's a good idea.
If it works, but you know what? Actors are stupid. They're going to forget, and they're going to say it anyway.
They're going to say the names, but we'll see. Don't be surprised if some of the nominees do that. But if they get it and they pull it off, and we don't have to sit there, and I want to thank Myron from I hope that works. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
but
what
if they
happens.
don't do that, we have to hear their political view. I mean, they don't have the other stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
I'll take the political over the thanking the agents and publicists.
People
I'll
we
take
never
that
heard
any
of.
day of the week.
Yeah.
Why
Are they
not?
going to be funny? Like, I want to thank this girl in sixth grade that rejected me. Or they,
Oh, the scroll. What if the scroll is That would be entertaining.
Yeah, like
that
stick
would
on
be
the
creative.
Names, yeah.
That would be creative,
Smart
but
man.
that's where the aforementioned dumb actor thing, you'll never see that. Now a little something. The story that was sent to me by so many of you concerned citizens, and I get a lot of them. 24-year-old Joshua James went to a Wendy's drive-thru in Loxahatchee, Florida at around 1:20 a.m. back on October 11th. For some reason, the story only came out now. When the woman inside opened the window to give him his drink, Joshua threw a live 3-foot alligator inside. Yeah. Apparently, he'd found it on the side of the road on his way to Wendy's and picked it up. His parents eventually told the cops it was a prank because he was friends with one of the employees.
That's a good prank.
Used to be
Cops
friends.
didn't care. They didn't care if it was a prank or not. He was charged with felony aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and he was arrested earlier this week. No one was hurt by the gator. That's good news. In the Wendy's, some wildlife officials wound up releasing it into a canal. That is after they gave it a Frosty and a double with cheese. There you go. Thank you. And now the weather is coming. No, I'm sorry. That was a TV thing. We'll take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault right here with Rob Spiewak.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Perkins.
I'm Gary Stein.
And on this week's episode of the show, we teach you about words that sound pretty but mean disgusting things.
You mean like odium?
Odium, perfect example.
Where do you find out?
Also on this week's episode, a listener sends us a What Were They Thinking and highlights from the presidential debates. Check it out, TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the Tony Perkins Show app.
Buy a t-shirt.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Sherry's Berries. Valentine's Day this Sunday. You better hurry. There is only one surefire way to win Valentine's Day. You have to win her heart all over again. We just did a poll in the room. All these boys need to get on their, the computers and get the Sherry's Berries out to their ladies. Giant, freshly dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries, starting at just $19.99. That's over a 40% savings. And only for our listeners, be a big shot and double the berries for only $10 more. I'm calling people that celebrate our fine sponsors like Sherry's Berries. Let me know if you sent your special someone Sherry's Berries, and I'll call and say Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. Double the berries for $10. Wow. Simply click on the microphone and use our code TMOS. How about that, Mr. Big Shot? Massive, juicy strawberries dipped in white, dark, and milk chocolatey goodness, topped with chocolate chips, nuts, and decorative swizzles. Spectacular. We love them. Here's the only way to get this amazing Valentine's deal. Juicy, huge, freshly dipped berries starting at $19.99, or double the berries for $10 more. Visit berries.com. That's BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone in the top right corner and type in TMOS. Again, berries.com. Click the mic, TMOS. But you must order today. Time is running out. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault. How about we turn it up? There we go. Rob Spiewak, take it away.
It's closed now. You need to. Thank you very much.
There we go. Yeah.
We talked about it in the front of the show. Now,
No.
okay.
That heating bill is going to be real high this
I'm gonna
month.
wear out the hinges. I think it's closed. Could you open it for me?
Nope.
Well, I got no audio for you.
All right. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about this.
Won't you please open the vault? I have so many good things to play you. Thank
All
you.
right, there you go. All right.
We talked about at the front of the show how your Trump impression was based for years on the fact that he talks like a third grader.
Yes.
We heard some of it last night when he was accepting his victory speech in New Hampshire.
We are going to start winning again, and we're going to win so much. You are going to be so happy. We are going to make America so great again.
He sounds like a car dealer, doesn't he?
Or he's, and look, you're probably gonna have to bleep this, right?
All right, okay.
He sounds like a bad adult film star. I'm going to come so much that you're going to be so happy. That's a line you would hear in a bad porn film.
To me,
Like
that's
from the
a good
70s.
adult film star. I like that. I like the
But Mike,
straightforward.
he outdid himself, and I don't know what happened. He was in studio on the Today Show this morning. He was in studio, not on the phone, and they asked him about his tax returns, and he answered it like it was you being him.
Real quickly, when are you going to release your tax returns?
Probably over the next few months. They're being worked on right now.
What's the holdup?
They're very big tax returns.
They're very big.
They're very big.
They're very big. The pages are actually bigger than the average tax
like
return.
a Price is Right check that you would win on the blank check game.
By the way, is there not a legal requirement for that? So he's got to do that.
Yeah, he
right?
has to. He has to.
He's got to. So I'd like to know: is there a deadline? Is it over the next few months?
You know, I want to kill him for this, but everybody forever, even
Drags their
Hillary
feet.
forever dragged her feet.
Yeah.
So
I look forward to hearing that.
It'll be
'cause
interesting to see.
He then went on to talk about how he fights taxes as a businessman.
I hate taxes. I hate how the government spends my money.
He already said, he laid it out. He said people will be surprised how little taxes he pays. And
another
that's great.
well-thought-out
Keep
thing.
voting for him.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. Yay. There you go, Donald.
As I was flipping around last night, MSNBC has I guess an analyst named Chris Hayes, a reporter named Chris Hayes. I wonder if he was hungry when he was reporting on the finals last night.
You see that play out in different ways in both Trump's particularly closing message and railing against pharmaceutical companies and the like, and Bernie Sanders' message from the beginning.
Bernie sandwiches.
He does look hungry at all times.
I've been working
be a
for 15
sandwich.
hours straight, and I need food. Please help me. God.
Bernie
You get
sandwiches.
2 pieces of bread, and you take someone else's turkey. And lettuce.
Get the turkey from the other guy, right? Julie Bowen, the hot mom who is painfully skinny now from Modern Family. She was on
Yes.
Ellen this week, and she was talking about going to Sofia Vergara's wedding. And apparently Sofia Vergara's wedding was a destination wedding that was over an entire weekend. And they did something at the wedding that I thought was very thoughtful and nice for all the people that were drinking for 3 days straight.
They had a little ambulance truck with an IV station where you could go get IV hydration. I thought somebody had had a heart attack or there was an event because there was this first aid truck set up outside of the pool area where all the bungalows are. And there are people sipping espresso getting IV rehydration.
Mike needs that with jerky.
Mhm. Apparently, there's nothing you can do in 3 days that can't be undone by some IV rehydration.
So true.
Great idea if you're rich.
Yeah, can you imagine? You wake
I
up
love that.
hungover and you get an IV. I would love it.
Let's do it again.
I pulled these next pieces of tape because I knew we had our comedian friends Rob and Joe in studio. You know how you see in like People magazine who wore it better? And they have
Yes,
two
yeah,
people in the
absolutely.
same outfit?
Side by side.
Yeah, today it's who tells the joke better. Okay, because this is from last night's late night talk shows.
Okay.
First, here's Jimmy Kimmel on who tells it better.
There's quite a bit of snow in New Hampshire, but the candidates, they didn't let that get them down. Jeb Bush and John Kasich had fun. Here's Jeb throwing snowballs. Here's Kasich throwing snowballs. Those snowballs they're throwing, those are the ones that don't have a chance in hell in this election.
All right, that was Kimmel. Now, who tells it better? Here's Seth Meyers.
Jeb Bush was caught on video yesterday throwing a snowball at an NBC reporter in New Hampshire, though Jeb says the snowball was just meant to represent his chances of winning.
Kimmel.
Seth Meyers.
Kimmel? Both of you, Kimmel? What do you think,
Oh,
Mike?
see, I think it's
I like
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
I think Seth Meyers.
What did
did
you
it.
like? You guys are professionals.
Yeah.
What did you like about
I liked it. We have the Seth obviously sounds like a joke.
Yes.
I don't like the deliberateness of
That's
his
true.
delivery.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's more organic with
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel. That's true.
Seth sounded like the Weekend Update.
Yes.
stick.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And that's an old familiar blanket, so that's why I enjoyed the Seth Meyers version of it. But
Interesting.
That it was it's a good line.
I like
Snowball
it.
said. Jeb is just so sad because I sounded like Trump. I just sounded like Trump, like inadvertently. Jeb is just so sad. He's so sad. He just he's not going to win, and his mother comes out with him, and he's sad and
What
big
about
in
his
Texas.
What about his energy level?
His energy level, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any energy. He doesn't really try. It's and we're going to go to South Carolina and be big and strong and good.
And your tax returns?
My tax returns, it's going to take several months because they're so big. That goes without saying that they're so big.
When I saw this bouncing around YouTube, I had to grab it, put it on our YouTube channel, and Mike, it's all for you. You're gonna love this. Two drunk guys in Ireland moving a sofa, yelling at each other. They've got it on a dolly, and they're just pushing it down the street. You really need to see it, but I want you to hear some of the audio.
Hold on.
What was this, 1930?
That's the guy that cuts Mike's hair.
That is. And you can hire him too, Mike, if you need him. They're only $25 an hour.
We're a kind people.
They are. That is your Magic Audio Bowl. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
That's it, everybody. Time for us to say bye. Rob and Joe, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us on the show.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Our show today was brought to you by Headspace. Let's be honest, most of your problems start with your mind, whether it's fear, anger, stress, anxiety, depression, sleeplessness. They all begin in your head, and then they slowly wreck your life. I'm reading a lot about meditation, and guided meditation with the new Headspace app is something that I think can improve your life. Headspace is meditation made simple. It's like a gym membership for your mind. It's guided meditations that you listen to. I've done this whenever you want, wherever you want, right on your phone, tablet, or computer. Meditation rooted in thousands of years of tradition. Join over 5 million users who already get some Headspace for free, and you can do that right now, and you will be amazed at how relaxed and how easy your life becomes if you just take a little time to do this. Download the free Headspace app and begin their Take 10 program for 10 days of guided meditation at headspace.com/TMOS. The Headspace Take 10 program, a 100% free way to experience the benefits of meditation in your busy modern life. Train your mind for a healthier, less stressed life. Start your free trial today at headspace.com/TMOS. That's headspace.com/TMOS. Get some Headspace today. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying see you next time, everybody.
So long.
Ciao,
See you
ciao.
guys.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.